Okay, so listen, the M1 Garand is this really successful father, right? You know, goes off, builds a family, and then the M14 is that dumbass son that, you know, like drunk drives.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Hey y'all, it is Nick and Eli with Alchemy Custom Weaponry, and we are out at the beautiful Military Heritage Museum in Nevada, Texas. And you might be thinking to yourself, why do these guys have an M1A painted up as an M14 and a M4 Gordon Carbine clone and a Humvee for a 1911 channel? Well, I'm gonna tell you why.
Because it's cool.
Because it's cool and we can do whatever the hell we want. So we're here filming some content in beautiful North Texas, and we have been had the amazing opportunity. Thank you to the Military Heritage Museum. If you're in North Texas, come out here. They got some cool vehicles. You can drive some Humvees, got a lot of really unique pieces of history. And we've been filming for a few days, and Mark so graciously let us drive this Humvee back here that is painted up to look like the Humvees that were used in the movie Blackhawk Down, which was a representation of the Battle of Mogadishu or Operation Gothic Serpent in the early 90s. Now, Eli, you were born in what year?
1998.
1998. So these guns, all right, the reason that I brought these out is because they really have a special place in my heart, because I was born in 1984. So I remember the news footage of the Battle of Mogadishu, of you know, Operation Gothic Serpent and everything that happened then. And it was a really interesting time in American history. So we've gone through those eras that you're really familiar with: World War I, World War II, Vietnam. I feel like you should have been born.
Right, yeah, that's my era.
In the
sure.
70s. So this is the stuff, this is when I grew up. You know, Operation Desert Storm, and then all the ensuing things, the GWAT era, all of that. And I just remember watching the news coverage of the Battle of Mogadishu and just thinking that those guys, airplane, oh, that's badass.
Oh yeah,
That is a turbine crop duster, baby. If we're lucky, he's gonna do a pass in one of these fields here. And no, he ain't.
He's going home.
He's going home, man. We're total dudes, all right? Airplane, helicopter, whatever. Anyway.
Humvee.
What's that?
Humvee.
Humvee.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are we gonna do? We got Humvees, we're driving Humvees. So anyway, I remember watching the footage and just thinking about how badass our military is and was, especially at that time, and the heroes that were there. And the movie Blackhawk Down. How many times have you seen that movie?
Many.
Many, many times. So that was a movie that for me in 2001 really started getting me into firearms specifically. That's one that I would say is a...
Wait, it came out in 2001?
Yeah.
Oh, I was only 3.
You're only 3, I know. So that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Like, you know, all of this stuff, he wasn't even old enough to really know what was going on. But I've watched that movie many, many times over. So as soon as I moved out of California into a free state like Texas, some of the first things that I had to do was build myself a Gordon carbine, and then eventually get myself a Shugart, you know, M1A, and then paint that bad boy up to look like the M14 that he had. Now,
my old M1A.
This is actually Eli's old M1A. So when he had one, and you know, what are your feelings about it?
I don't care for them.
He doesn't care for it very much. I think the M1A is actually pretty badass for a lot of reasons. Eli has actually really good reasons why he does not like it.
Right.
But I think it's a badass gun.
It looks, well, and especially this looks a lot cooler than when I had it. Of course, it was just a wood stocked rifle. But you've definitely made it more interesting to look at.
Well, I did, and you know what I did do, as I just took the walnut stock that was on it. I just rattle canned that bitch, because you know, the implications. So this is a cool gun. I really enjoy shooting it. Eli has different opinions on it, but I was very excited because this is the first time we've been together to actually shoot rifles. to have him shoot my Gordon Carbine clone. Now, there's a lot of information out there, and some of it is differing on the gun that Gary Gordon carried. But I remember when I watched the movie representation of this gun, I was like, that's sexy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's guns, like if I say what gun gives you a tingle in your dingle, what comes to mind for you?
1911.
1911, but what, there's specific ones.
Oh, the Lebman machine pistol.
All right, that does it for me too.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the Packmeyer.
Oh yeah, Packmeyer Combat Special.
Our Combat Special.
Yeah.
So you know what we had to do? We had, just for Eli's dingle tingle, we had to make
Build a Packmeyer Combat Special.
Combat Special, call it the Combat Limited. This gun right here, while not the most practical by today's standards, is still extremely capable and just looks fantastic. So starting from the top of it, it is a C7 upper. They were originally built on standard M4, so they would have had a 14.5 barrel with the OpSync 12 model suppressor on the end here. When I built this gun, none of that was available. Allen Engineering wasn't really delivering that many suppressors at the time, so I had to go with this, which is an Otter Creek Labs OCM5.
Looks sick though.
When you spray paint it, it looks sick.
Well, I think all suppressors should have knurling right there.
They should all have knurling right there.
knurling.
Oh yeah, I mean knurling anywhere. So this is cool. This is actually a 12.5-inch barrel. So if I was to go clone correct, it would have been 14.5, and there was a separate outer collar that would have taken up a lot of this space. So this is not a clone correct gun. This is a representation of...
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe gun for sure. The lower is from Evolved Weapon Systems, which is a North Texas company here. It is SBR'd, but I mean, you have the Car 15-ish butt stock back here. I did take some liberties and put on a Ambi safety, a Radian 45, because I just like 45s. And then I did a Geisley trigger in it just so that it runs good. And then when I originally built it, I had an Aimpoint 3000 on the top because I was kind of really vibing on that.
Yep.
Have you ever looked through an Aimpoint 3000?
I've got one.
You got an Aimpoint 3000?
Not fantastic.
Not very good. So
Love aim points.
love aim points.
Not that one.
Yeah, so you know, I had to put this, you know, more modern aim point on the top, which gives it more of a current spec level dot to shoot. So
Yeah.
all I wanted to do, there's really nothing that we're here to do from an educational standpoint. We just wanted to drive Humvees and shoot badass guns and remind you that there are badass dudes in our military, and you do not want to go up against the U.S. military, because even though that was a situation there in the Battle of Mogadishu, it was a situation, a lot of things went wrong. Those dudes were heroes, and they wrecked shop, okay? It was a bad thing, but those Somalis, they found out real quick that you don't mess with the U.S. military. So with that, I just want you to shoot my Gordon Carbine and see what kind of smile you get on your face.
Heck yeah.
Heck
Cool.
yeah.
I've not actually shot a gun like this, and I've not shot a gun with that suppressor, so I'm pretty excited for that.
So we're set up, and this is going to be Eli's first time shooting my Gordon Carbine. I'm very excited about it, and just a little treat for Eli. I even went period correct and put some M855 in there.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise. He pulls out the mag. He goes, oh, yeah. I mean, you know, we're doing this. We're doing this for real. We're shooting some green tips. So whenever you're ready, start from, yeah, you're on high ready. Take some shots. See what you think.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, pretty fun. The suppressor is actually pretty nice too. Really quiet. In fact, I kind of want to hear what it sounds like.
You gonna do one?
Yeah. I'm sure YouTube loves this. Yeah, actually that's not a bad suppressor. It actually is a really good suppressor considering the velocity of what we're shooting. And more importantly, I obviously Geisley trigger is a big plus.
Yep.
You know, way better than mil spec. You need to do some cable management here. That was getting in my way.
Well,
But
once again,
you taped everything, but not the damn cables. It's okay. You know, I liked it. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of carry handle AR-15s. I mean, I've got a 733 heat gun.
Yep.
You know, talk about guns that got you into shooting. That would probably be my equivalent to this for you.
well, Heat, you know, I watched Heat over and over and
I was
over again.
also not alive when that came out.
You weren't, what was that, 95?
very much before I was born.
Yeah, it was 95. Oh my God. Yeah, all these movies. Yeah, those were big ones. But yeah, I mean, obviously the 733 is. I hate using the word vibe, but it gives you a feeling. There's nothing else to say. And the same thing when, you know, later on, which you were alive, Blood Diamond.
Oh yeah,
the Blood Diamond carbine. So you know, there is this aesthetic here. It just does so much more for me than a modern gun. But this suppressor from Otter Creek Labs is just fantastic. Why don't you give it a few more?
You want me to give it?
Oh yeah, just dude, run it fast, because I love the way this sounds. This is easily my favorite sounding suppressor, and to think that it's modeled after a design that was made in the late 80s and really fashionable in the early 90s, and it sounds that damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Pretty nice, yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Run it quick. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it has good recoil impulse. The thing with old school AR-15s that I always think about is, especially when you start piling stuff on the front of the gun, these Car-15 buttstocks. Is this a B5? Do you know?
I don't remember what it was. I got it back in 22, so it was whatever I could get.
Well, I actually use the B5 version of the Car-15 stock, and I always notice on any guns where I pile the front up, like there's just no weight
in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely feel that it's a little off balance, but off balance, on balance, I don't care, because it is a carry handle AR-15, and it's gangster as shit. So I think I only have a couple rounds. You want me to smoke them?
Smoke them. Go for it.
Here we go. All headshots. That's what you get.
That's it. Well, I mean, and the other thing too is, have you ever shot a red dot on a carry handle?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, because that's the first thing that you notice is that hide over bore.
Right, yeah.
That mechanical offset.
Yeah.
You know, because we're at a pretty close distance here, but it's funny because they were doing this back in the early 90s.
Right.
And then everything went low, and what's everyone doing now?
Yeah, they're putting... Hell, you can shoot the gun down here.
They're putting risers with red dots in front of you.
So, craziness.
So that's another thing that makes me think back to those badasses. Like, you know, 80s, 90s dudes, they were running some cool shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's still very functional. So that's that. But you know what I want to do?
Yeah, I know you want to light that thing up.
I want to rip some of this.
I'm going to police my stuff here.
Police it. All right, here we go. Oh, I think my mic's going to be in the way, but we're just going to rip it. Ready? Not quite as clean as you, but...
Well, I'll tell you what the M14's not known for.
Being light.
Accuracy.
Well, not accuracy, but also not being a light shooting gun.
Right. Well,
but it's great.
I mean, yeah, it's a thumper. It's a thumper.
You want to rip some, or you good?
Sure, I'll grab the old Claymore.
There you go. I'm going to get another mag, and you rip that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, the M14, okay? A lot of people, oh, you know, Eli, you like 1911s, you like America. Why don't you like M14? Well, I'll be honest with you. M14 seems to me, it was a gun with politicians in mind. You know, oh, we can build a gun that has the same parts compatibility as an M1 Garand. Well, guess what? Like, two things on this gun are parts compatible with an M1 Garand. And I don't like when politicians get involved in anything. So the other thing is obviously the accuracy thing, which you can make them accurate.
Has he been talking about the M14 the whole time?
Yes, I have.
You've been talking All right.
Well, you can make them accurate, of course. Bone stock, they're, you know, I mean, they're minute economy, which I guess at the time when this was developed, you know, that's important. I don't care for the Rock and Lock magazine. Now, I have SLRs, FALs, you know, and even shot G3s. And that Rock and Lock system is much more preferred. This thing being inset inside of the stock magazine well, I guess you'd call it, it really kind of makes it hard to find the notch consistently when you're rocking the magazine in. So reloading these things, if you know, don't have a lot of time on them, kind of difficult. And then of course the weight compared to a lot of other guns at the time this was developed, it's a pretty heavy gun. And I will say also, last thing, on fully automatic, I've shot a lot of battle rifles. This is just absolutely awful on full auto. FALs will definitely be a roller coaster, but this gun makes you, it beats the shit out of you. It's like going 13 rounds with Mike Tyson in about 30 seconds. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's about to fight Jake Paul, so we'll see
I
how
hope
that
he
goes.
beats the shit out of that guy.
That's gonna be great.
So,
all right.
Anyways, also, and this is an M1 Garand thing, the safety position is kind of not
It's unpleasant. Would you
advantageous.
stop talking on it and get to
okay, I'll
shooting?
shoot it. Drilled it. That Somali ain't getting up.
No, he ain't. No, he ain't. All right, here we go.
Can we say that on YouTube?
We'll just see what happens. It's not like we're ever gonna get monetized as a gun company. So I don't really care. I gotta get this boom out of the way. I gotta be less tactical. I'm trying to be too cool. Yeah, I'm forgetting about that hide over.
Your aim point cover came off. You don't need that.
You don't need that.
Well, you shoot a lot better than that with that than you do with the M14. But I mean, we've established though you're kind of a small caliber guy. You kind of like the small caliber things.
Yeah, but I love that gun.
Yeah,
like,
well,
while you talk about it, you talk bad about it, I talk nice to it.
well,
I love it.
it's nothing but a hooer to me.
With that, we're gonna close out this video, and as always, if you're looking for professional information, look elsewhere. But if you're looking for two dudes who love guns and wanna share that love with you, well, sir, you found the right place. So anyway.
And also, if you're looking for high-end custom 1911s, because Nick has apparently forgot we are a 1911
Oh, yeah, that's what
manufacturer.
we do,
If
yes.
you're looking for high-end custom 1911s, we are your guys. Give us a holler. We talk to you like normal people. I'm going to be honest, you're not going to find someone that's going to talk to you on the phone like we are, and we do answer the phones when we're in the office.
When we're in the office.
Yeah. So
right now, if you call, we wouldn't be answering
We wouldn't
the phone.
answer. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll call you back. Anyways, hey, listen, this is Eli and Nick with Alchemy Custom Weaponry Cabot Guns. Make sure you carry cocked and locked, and always remember, the M14 was a mistake. It's like that son that disappoints. Okay, so listen, the M1 Garand is this really successful father, right? You know, goes off, builds a family, and then the M14 is that dumbass son that, you know, like,
Oh, that got hot.
drunk drives and
Yeah.
That's what this is. You know, like the M1 Garand builds this great life. All he's got to do, take over the family business, and this dude wants to fool around with, you know, cheap hooers and cheap booze. That's the M14, as in compared to the M1 Garand.
Yeah.
How many world wars this thing won?
0. How many conflicts
conflicts
has it been in that we lost?
Yeah,
All of
let's
them.
not talk about that. I mean, it's a decent gun. I actually know a guy. This is no crap. I know a guy who was a U.S. Army sniper.
Yeah.
He used an M14, and he was super. Like, he had a great time with it.
Yeah.
But he's also a better shot than me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it has definitely, as they say, stacked bodies.
I mean,
but-
oh yeah, I would never say it didn't do that. But like,
Yeah.
have you ever met the FAL, the SLR, the C1A1? I'm gonna be honest.
Have you ever met a turbine?
I know you're all over that.
Have you ever seen those things like just ripping around the sky?
Mm-mm.
They're badass. That thing, I don't know what it is. It's an air tractor. Costs $1 million, like 1.25 for one of those.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
They're
like
sick.
you could have 4 of those or 2 meteorite Cabots.
You know what I'd take?
The planes?
I'd take 4 of them.
I mean, yeah, you could have your buddies fly with you in a flying V formation.
The Flying V.
You know,
Quack.
with a Cabot,
Quack.
you know, with 2 meteorite Cabots, all you could do is defend yourself from the demon hordes two-handed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to drive the Humvee?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do I want to drive it or do I want to just sit in it?
You want to drive it?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to drive it.
Yeah. Let's do another lap.
That surely is not a 1963 Ford Galaxy. I'll tell you that.